in part 2 of my little Microsoft Teams mini series, 0 to Hero, I'd like to cover the navigation with you in Microsoft Teams. So if we go to Microsoft Teams, you'll see that the first tab on your top left-hand side is called Activity. Now, Activity will show you anything that's happened where someone has reached out to you, or a document's been shared with you, or you've been added to a team. So this is a great place to just have a look and see what the latest updates were around you as a member on Teams or using Microsoft Teams. Chat, of course, is direct chat. So this is important to remember. Use Skype for Business, remember? So in the background, you need to know that chat is direct chat. So this doesn't go through your Teams. This is you having chats with anyone in the company. So regardless of whether you belong to a team together or not. So when I have a direct chat, it's just between me and that person. Now, what I'll definitely discuss the conversations in I think it's in the, let's see, part 4 of this blog series. I'm going to talk more about conversations. But while I'm in chat, there's a couple of cool things I want to show you. Firstly, it's the T-Bot. What an amazing little robot that helps us to understand things better. So in the T-Bot, I can go and say, how do I make a call? And you'll see how quickly this little T-Bot actually replies and says, hey, this is how you would make a call. So you can ask him quite a lot of questions just for fun. Let's see, how old are you? And T-Bot says that he's old enough to help me with Microsoft Teams. Now in T-Bot as well, you'll have the help files and you'll see any of the help that you need there. You've got FAQs as well. There's also a couple of very cute little short video clips that takes you to the basics. And then of course, what's new will show you what got launched in the last while. And that just helps you keep up to date with what's going on in your Microsoft team and what's been added. Also the WhoBot, you'll have to add it the first time to use it. So you'll see that under this ellipsis, I can click on Who and you can then install it. So the WhoBot is all about people. In the WhoBot, I can ask about who people are. So who is Bram? And that will come back and say, let me just allow that. That'll come back and say, this is Bram. And this is who he works with. These are these documents, etc. So do you want to have a chat with him? Do you want to email him? Do you want to see the org structure? I can say who is my manager. And because my AD properties aren't full, then I'm the supreme ruler, which is incredible. So also, who does someone work with? So if you start typing, you can actually see the different types of questions that you can ask the WhoBot. So definitely a cool thing. Now in the WhoBot, of course, as I mentioned, I can have direct conversations as well. And I am going to get to that in a later part of the video series. Then the Teams button will show me any teams that I'm actually belonging to. So when I go to the specific team of mine, any teams that I belong to, you'll see that there's quite a lot of teams that I belong to. In Teams, I'll see the teams that I belong to as well as the channels that sits under those teams. I will only see the teams that I am a member of. So of course, this is all permission-based, security trimmed, so don't worry that you'll see things that you shouldn't. The Meetings tab brings through my personal Outlook as well as any meetings that's been scheduled through my Teams. We are going to cover that as well in the productivity session part of the series. So we'll come back to meetings in there. Files will show me any recent files that I've worked with. This comes through from OneDrive, it comes through from my Microsoft Teams, and you'll see it even shows me the location of where these files are located. So this will show me my recent files that I've worked with. So that's pretty cool. And then of course there's an ellipsis there where I can add personal views of my apps. So I can go add, have a look at OneNote, all the OneNotes that I work with, all the planners that I work with, all the streams that I work with. And this again is based on me. This is not based on the team that I'm working in. So also at the bottom there, you'll see there's the store where you can add more apps. There's feedback to give feedback, which is also a good thing to do. And then in the top right-hand corner, you'll see that this is where you can actually switch to other tenants that you might be a guest of. So if you've created the team that you've invited people to as a guest, it'll sit on the left-hand side. But if you're invited as a guest to another tenant, you will actually see those tenants here and be able to swap them right there. So that's the basics of the navigation in Teams. Let's just take a look and see if we've missed anything. Definitely have all of those. And then watch out for the next session where we'll be covering configuring your team. And that's all about adding channels and folders, etc. Hope you enjoy. Chat soon.